I mean, I guess you want me to jump rope or answer? Do you want me to jump rope into the conversation or answer the prompt?
Yeah, either one, but if you answer the prompt first, that'll be
All right.
good.
My name is James, 32. The one on the left is obviously better because
Why do you think that?
it allows a more stable and a more proficient way to pass your morals on to your kids. Otherwise, the state gets
Well,
involved.
I got a question for you, James.
Uh-huh.
So, do you wait? You said the one on the left.
Yeah, because it allows for a more stable enculturation of your kids through like your moral system. It's probably a
Okay,
better way.
so would you rather burn yourself out working for, say, 40, 50 years, whatever you're doing, and then you come home every day and then say you're mad at work for some reason, and
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna take that shit out on her? Or are you gonna take that shit out on yourself?
What's the other option? You're saying would I rather to
Yeah,
burn
like
myself
so,
out
like
or what?
say okay, so say you get laid off from work, right?
Uh-huh.
So are you like obviously you're gonna be upset and mad. Are you gonna take that shit out on her? Or are you gonna take that shit out on yourself?
I mean, there's ways I could take it out on her. I could take it out on myself too. This is kind of like how we are as humans. I'm not
That's
gonna start swinging on nobody.
okay.
But it's still better because at least my kids don't grow up to be genderless benders. No
So
offense
you,
to no offense to
are
anybody
you
who
gonna
is.
be okay if are you gonna be okay if she gives up her dreams?
Um, she can have her dreams later on, just after the kids are of age.
Right, and I just wanna put some thought into this too. Who's to say that, like, what her dreams are? I
Like,
think
what if she had
if
dreams to be like, I don't know, like a business owner,
Just
and now
postpone
she's
it.
saying,
Just postpone it till the kids are of age. That's it.
That's 18 years that she has to
So what?
propose. No
not
kids.
why,
necessarily.
why does she have to do that?
Because the kids are more important than her dreams.
That was 100%.
See, then you're married, then you're looking to marry someone to support your dreams, or someone's dreams are having kids before their own dreams.
Yeah, but that's like it's like a fixed scenario. For example, there's many ways where I could make more money with the help of my wife helping me support my dreams, so that we have more time to support hers later on. We're just trying to optimize the most efficient way to inculturate our kids.
I think
It's
it
that
just
simple.
comes down to a very
You'd rather burn yourself out than spend time with
You're
your kids
assuming I would burn myself out, but let's just say I do burn myself out. And what was it? What was it? I burn myself out. What?
instead of spending time with your kids.
My kids' enculturation is more important than my time that I want to spend with them.
Also,
Is
some
there any
food for
counter
thought
to
here.
any other arguments against what I'm saying?
Well, I just wanna kinda bring up a little perspective here. So, I mean, we're in 2025 now, and was it Jack that brought up the point about the business owner thing? What if she wants to be a business owner? Right,
Business owner or whatever, like
right,
whatever her goals and dreams are.
right. So, I mean, in 2025, there's several ways of going out being to go and be a business owner. If she really wanted to do that, she can do that while the kids are at school, but when the kids come home, like, she's mom.
Obviously, and you gotta be dad.
Yeah, but that's a good
Mhm.
compromise you can have to where the woman can kind of have her dreams take a secondary seat to the enculturation of the kids. It's a simple solution right there.
See, and that's a fair point. Well, I just think it comes down to the person, what you want in your life and in your future life.
But what would you promote? A society on the right or the left if you had to choose?
I'm not
Yeah.
promoting either
I'm
one. You
just
don't.
asking a question. Could you answer the question? I answered many questions.
I'm not promoting.
So I'm
And
asking you a question. What would you promote if you had to, on the right or the left?
if I had to promote one,
Hmm. Yes, sir.
The right.
I would no, I wouldn't promote either. I would tell people to do what they
All right. So
want.
you're not engaging with the hypothetical. I'm just trying to test your logic here. You're saying
I said the
neither. I
right.
only gave you two options. Which would you promote if you had to choose? And they put a water weapon to your head. Would you choose the right or the left? If that was all society could be. Is it really that difficult to answer?
I said the right.
Because I don't
Okay.
want to answer. I don't care to answer.
Right, because you don't want to engage with the hypothetical, but at least the guy on the bottom is in good faith. So, Mr. Jack, so you said the right.
Uh-huh.
Why? What is your best
'Cause I wanna
argument for the right?
I want to chase my dreams with my girl. That's
What
all
if
it
it's
is.
at the expense of your kids?
What if I don't have kids?
Exactly.
Well, you
that's my
guys can do whatever you want, and then society dies if you're promoting for everybody to have sterile business relationships with each other. But like for society to at least reproduce itself, you have to have
Do you
some
know how many
kids.
babies were born in
I would
2025 though?
right.
Yeah,
If I
but
had
so
to
are
pick, I
you?
would
So
right.
Jack, are you promoting that everybody have sterile relationships where they're just following their dreams with no kids?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like we could have kids later on.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
we're all young.
But
And this
if you,
economy,
how long is it going to take for you to follow your dreams or whatever? How long? How many years?
I don't know. It depends on where I'm at.
make
Well,
it
how?
right.
I mean, I'm trying to reason
Like,
with you,
I'm
but I'm
young
trying to
right
get
now.
more information. So let's just say, how old are you right now?
24.
Okay, so how long is it going to take you for you to follow your dreams? Realistically, how many years? Give me an
I'm
amount.
following my dreams right now. Like I'm going to
Can
school.
you give me an amount?
Yeah, I'm going to school right now. I'm
So I
following
didn't
my dreams.
ask. I
but
didn't
I'm
ask
still-
whether or not. I asked for you to give me years. Could you give me years? How many years is it going to take you to do that?
He's doing it now. He doesn't have years.
So
to do
he's
it.
not
I don't have
answering the
years, I'm doing it
question.
now.
But he answered the question.
No,
right?
answered
I
the
didn't. I didn't
question.
ask whether or not you're following your dreams. I'm asking you, how long do you think it's going to take for you to be successful in the years amount? Can you answer the question?
6 months.
6 months to follow your dreams, and you'll be complete after that.
Yeah.
Do you think generally that's how long it takes for most people to complete their dreams? 6 months?
James,
Yeah.
you know that is a completely normal thing for people to go make money together, then come back and have children. You can have both of these
Yes,
situations.
I agree. However, we all
Like,
know that. Well,
you said
okay.
you're
So
32.
can I answer questions, or so how many questions are you guys going to ask before I can respond?
Go ahead, ask your question.
So I'm just responding to Mr. Dow. Mr. Dow? Don? How do you say it?
I made it stupid on purpose. Just pronounce it however you want.
Mr. Dow? Okay. So we all know that it takes a lot more than 6 months for people to chase their dreams. We're talking like
Yes.
10 to 15 years, right?
Sometimes it really just depends on the dream.
Okay, it requires a lot of resources that you're not going to have. You're not going to put your kids, or you're going to use those resources instead of developing kids, right? If that's what he was saying, Jack. So you're basically saying within 10 to 15 years, I'm 24. Most people tend to marry within their age range. So we're talking like the woman's going to be in the same age range. So that's around 34. If we're being conservative, 10 to 15, we're giving from 24 to plus 10, 34. She's hitting kind of like the geriatric or issues with pregnancy. So she's really less likely to have more than 2 kids, if that.
I know my mom is my mom, but she had me and my 3 siblings all throughout. Me and my 2 other siblings. There's 3 of us. She had the latest one she had was at 31, and then she had me at 33, and then my little brother at. She had the next one at 37 and a half, and we are all completely healthy, fine children.
Well, Mr. Dow, I understand you can be the exception to the rule, but we're talking about societal promotion and what we should promote. So Jack was saying,
promote both. I would
all right,
promote
well,
both.
you're not answering. Well, Dow's, Jack's engaging with a hypothetical. You're creating an entire scenario I never made up. So you're just arguing with a straw man.
Promote both. You can promote both. You can be, like I said.
Right now, we're promoting both, and it's not working out. Our birth rate is at 1.6. It should be at 2.1. What are you talking about?
You can go and create an income to go support a child. What is wrong with that?
Because it's not working. We are promoting both lifestyles right now, and our employment rate, our fertility rate is at 1.6. It should be at 2.1 for replacement. Our society is declining because of it. It's not working.
People don't want to have kids.
Why? Because they're encouraged to have kids later on in life and chase their quote unquote careers. That's why.
And what's wrong with that?
Because our society will collapse without a reproducible birth rate. This is simple math, dude.
But why do people have to have children? Like, why do we care?
Because if we don't, society will collapse. Whatever amenities, whatever luxuries you benefit from will no longer exist. Once the pyramid goes upside down, we end up like Japan, where there's a bunch of old people being subsidized by a very few.
We're talking about America because we accept the most amount of migrants every single year. I doubt America is going to have the population.
Even at our current migration influx, we still can't reproduce our own economy, our own.
In what statistic and source do you?
If you just type in right now, what is the current U.S. birth rate? They're going to give you 1.6.
Hold on 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate the back and forth, guys. And yeah, these are hypotheticals here. This is really to like expand if you had to choose one or the other, what side you would be on. The in-betweens are obviously nice, you know, but this is about one or the other. That's the point of this picture. They're very different images, very different lifestyles.
Everyone's gonna have opinions though.
Yeah, but is there something
Absolutely,
wrong
but
with my line of inquiry from
What's
both
the point of a
opponents?
debate?
It's your opinion. There's nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
your
I'm making a
opinion.
logical argument. Me and Dow and Jack are going back and forth. Is there something wrong with
Okay,
that?
yeah, we're just having simple. It is 2.74.
What? You're telling me right now we're at 2.74? I'm looking at Google right now.
No. Sorry. Well, it is 10.74 births per 1,000 people. That's what Google says.
I just typed in what is the current birth rate in the U.S. and it says 1.66 births per woman, 2022. All right, so in order to have a replacement, you have to be 2.1, and I'm just explaining to you that the culture you guys are promoting, you and Jack, is not going to work out for us in the long run. So it's best to go back to the left.
Well, this is
I'm gonna have a respectful pass.
Selfish.
Yeah,
but
well, make a logical argument, Jack. Go ahead, Dow.
Like I said, this is going to sound selfish, and it is selfish. But if it works and makes my life better, then I'm going to do it.
Okay, so but you acknowledge that 1.6 is the rate, right? Yes or no?
I don't know what the birth rates are.
Oh, so now you see the data. Now you don't want to acknowledge it, or I'm not understanding.
I'm not saying I don't want to acknowledge it.
Can you
I'm
grant
saying
me
what I
the?
just it
Yes,
says
sir.
it says 10.7 births per 1,000 people.
Which means 1.6.
Okay, so it means 1.6. So we're not meeting your standard of replacement.
It's not my standard. It's just replacement rate. If you look at
we're not meeting the standard of replacement rate. Then my next question to you is, when will we start reaching the mass population? When does your math say that it's going to be a problem?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I know these birth rate issues are happening in South Korea right now. It's happening in Japan.
It's happening all across Korea.
Okay, but this leads to like supply chain shortages, leads to literally famines, because if supply chains break down and people can't get food.
Japan, South Korea, North Korea, they don't have. I just severely doubt, with our immigration and everything going on, that we are going to become so. Because I know what's going on in Japan. I was just there over the summer. I know the abandoned homes. I know they are pressing people, children, and they don't want you. Everyone is moving to Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto. People are moving to the major hubs, and they're leaving the countryside, and they're creating gongen. I forgot the word, whatever it's called, but they're all these vacant villages, and I understand it. But that's when you compare Japan in terms of America, I just don't believe, with everything and the influx of people that are coming in here and the amount of, even if it is 1.6, that's only 0.5 under what it should be. I still don't believe that within at least my lifetime it's going to be of super effect to me. That's why I'm going to continue, or I guess if I have to promote this in the theoretical debate here, that's why I will promote the right.
Okay, so if we can move past you granting that 2.1 is supposed to be the rate to replace, and 1.6 is the current rate, you're going to grant me that, correct?
I'm granting to you that.
Okay,
yes,
so what you're saying is you don't care whether or not we can replace our own society. That's what you're saying. If it means that we can all chase our dreams, mother and father, correct?
Yes.
But but this is the problem. Yeah. It's literally, I forget the words, like anti-natalism. It's a suicidal thought process. You don't care if society collapses, so long as you get to become the next CEO of whatever.
Why should I be forced to have kids if I don't want kids?
Because it's your duty as a human being to do so.
No, people have the right not to have
so
kids.
If you don't want the duty, then society collapses. You can't have it both. That's the problem.
Okay, sir. There are people who are just not capable of having kids.
But that's the exception to the rule. You and I both know most people can't be fertile.
Okay, but then I know that, in another sentence, in another state, people are also mentally not capable of raising kids, but they're completely physical of having. Some of the healthiest people are just not mentally applicable to having children.
So
Are
would you
they
say that's the majority, Dow, or would you say that's the minority of people?
It's definitely the minority. I'm not foolish enough to say that's
Okay.
the majority.
Well,
I'm
then
just
there's
saying.
nothing wrong with having a lot of people who are normal and sane having kids, even if it means they have to
Okay, well
postpone
then
their.
I'm pulling a cheap card here and saying that I'm not mentally stable to have children, so I'm not going to have children.
Well, Dow, I mean, if you are mentally stable or unstable and you could be a danger to children, I can understand you making that case, but you'd still be the exception to the rule. Would you agree?
Then yes, and in sense I'm somewhat, yeah, I'd be the exception to the rule, but I'd still argue that if people who are mentally and physically capable of having children don't want children, that's fine. That's
Okay.
completely.
But I'm not arguing
Children
that
are
some people might fit under that criteria. However, in order for us to have a sustainable population where it doesn't collapse, we have to have 2.1. And promoting everybody doing whatever the hell they want is antinatalist and it's suicidal policy. It's that simple.
I just don't believe it's
Well,
suicide.
We'll make a logical argument against what I'm saying, because all you've said is I'm the exception to the rule.
Well, because you're saying that it is suicidal.
Well, host, I'm sorry, Dow, I didn't mean to bring that word up. If we want to, we can replace it because I'm not trying to.
Suicidal.
Okay, sewers. Okay, go ahead, Dow.
So you're saying.
Yeah, just real quick, guys. I did get a warning, so if we can use TikTok friendly language, that'd be great.
My apologies.
It's okay.
So you're talking. So sewer. So I'll just call it sewer. You're saying that everyone who is capable of having kids and just doesn't want it because they want to chase their dreams is sewer because they don't care about the reproduct. They don't care that this is
Yeah,
an
they
issue.
they don't care about the reproductive implications, right?
Would you say that it is an issue that it is ours to deal with, that it is our obligation to deal with and fix?
Yes, if you want to have a society that you benefit from, it has to be replaceable. It just has to. There needs to be more people having babies than not. What's wrong? Let me ask you a question. What's wrong with waiting 15 years to where your kid can be on his own to starting a business then? What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But like I said, if someone doesn't want the child, they don't have.
Well, someone not
I
wanting
feel
the
like we're going
child
in
is
circles
two
here.
different
We are,
things.
we are
No,
going in
I'm
circles.
about
We
to
are going in
pin
circles.
Dow. I mean, I'm making
Nothing is
Dow's
wrong.
argument absurd because it just goes down to, well, society's going to collapse, but I just don't give a fuck. It's like, okay, that's a really good argument.
It's you're
Real quick, guys, because we are going in circles right now with the not having kids, and I kind of want to move on from that point. Jack did have his hand raised. Did you want to say
Well, Dow,
something?
thanks for the exchange.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate. Like I said, I just don't believe I'm capable of giving you the debate you want because I am the exception.
I think, okay, well, I mean, just to close real quick, I think your arguments just revolve around maybe like hedonism, and I don't care about like duties to society. And it's like, we can't have societies like that if everybody wants to be the exception to the rule.
All right, Jack, did you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay, okay. So anyone else want to contribute to this before I change it? I feel like we're saying the same points and won't really want it to be an echo chamber.
Nah, go for it.
All right, hold on one second. How do I do this? This is only the second time I've done this, so bear with me. Trying to. Oh, there it is.
Can I say one last thing to James here?
Yep. Yeah.
The people whose dreams can't wait because they are on a timer, or people whose dreams are not applicable to be doing while having kids, would you say that for the greater good, that those dreams just need to be dissipated, ignored, or just given up for the sake of this societal issue or this population issue that's facing our society?
For the people who basically have dreams that are on a time limit and they can't postpone 15 years, is that what you're saying?
Yes. And there's
I mean,
plenty.
just let them do that, but they just can't overtake the majority. They just
And
can't
do you
overtake the
believe
majority.
right now? Do you believe right now that it is split 50-50, or do you believe right now the majority is saying that we are not going to have kids and we're going to chase our dreams when we want to?
The majority is on the right. It's skewing a lot towards the right because we have feminism that's basically brainwash women into thinking X and Y, so they don't have kids. We have ABs. We basically have.
I completely agree with you. I think the modern feminism move is very, very radical.
Well,
I mean,
you're aligning with the feminist now. This is a feminist.
Yeah.
It's antinatalist. Feminism is antinatal, and it's at its very core. It's a foundation of feminism, and that's their point. The whole point of there's this book by Paul Kengor called The Devil and Karl Marx.
Okay, but
just real quick. There's a book called Devil and Karl Marx where Kate Millett's sister testified that her sister would go to these places where they would just chant mantras about how they wanted to get rid of the patriarchy, and the way that they do it is by promoting promiscuity and, most importantly, getting rid of the nuclear family, because that is the bedrock that Marx argued was the main obstacle, because the way that you can promote family values and morals is through the family unit. And without the family unit, with the image on the right, you have the state basically enculturating the kids. That's the problem. But go ahead.
do you believe, though, that the way that society is right now, do you believe that the economy and other things, those are allowed to play roles in people's decision to have kids? Those are the cost of baby formula, groceries, gas, rent, um, how violent crimes are at an all-time high. The state of the country is also to blame for a lot of people's decision. I will call it the minority, but I will barely call it the minority, because a lot of people decide not to have kids based upon those attributes or those statistics. There's a lot of things right now where people don't feel like this is the best conditions to be bringing a child into the world, and those are valid conditions.
Hey guys.
Yes.
All right, can we move on to the next topic?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
I know
that's fine. I hear you, doubt, but for courtesy of the host, I'll just.
You guys want to talk in the DMs, you guys can, but I know finance wants to move on it.
Sorry, that's my fault.
The only reason really is because there's and I might have to restart
cooking this
because some of the stuff is coming up. So I might have to restart it.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just bat out here. Doubt, thanks for the exchange. Host, thanks for having me on. But you guys have a good rest of your
thank you
day.
for the perspective. I really appreciate your input, James.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, input, James.
We can apply the word